It's my favorite time of the year. Fahren is here, year 2, Pcartalk Club Drive. Getting ready to roll out and could not be more excited. All right, getting ready to pack up the 911 and head up to the location called Base Camp where we're staying. This is the first time I'll have the 991 build up in the Smokies. Very excited to bring this build up, see how it performs. Spent a lot of time getting maintenance in order, new tires. That's something you always want to really focus on if you're going on a drive in the mountains, especially one that's kind of multiple days. You know, just do the basics. Check your air pressures, check your battery, make sure your fluids are topped off. If you've been procrastinating that oil change, get that taken care of. If your tires are kind of getting low, go ahead and replace them. So we've done all that over the last month or so. Car should be well sorted and ready to go. So we're gonna hop in, make the drive up, dinner tonight, and then 2 days of driving. One of the many realities to living in Atlanta is traffic. So I was planning to leave earlier, got hung up on something for work, but now I've hit a little traffic. But no worries, still tracking on time for kick-off dinner. Check in, get settled for the evening. Fahren day 1. Getting ready to head over to meet up with a group. Starting a little later this year. Last year was a 6 a.m. start. Super early, starting at 8 this year, so we're gonna go to a driver's meeting, talk about routes, radio frequencies, safety. Got a little bit of wet weather today. It's definitely rainy in this area. The area we're going to is gonna have less weather. It didn't even look like it rained there last night, so we should get some dry roads, but especially in the wet, just wanna be sure everyone's on the same page about following the lead, being sure that we're safe, etc. So we're gonna go do that and then hit the road, but couldn't be more excited. The cabin that I stayed in last time, I stayed in again this time, worked like a charm. Really love that place. Hit me up if you want the details on that if you're in the Helen area. But let's go to the driver's meeting and then get going. Okay guys, so we are an hour or so into the drive. As you can see, we're no longer in the wet, so that is very helpful. It's rain, starting off the driver's meeting and whatnot, but looks like we're going to be hopefully mostly in dry weather based on the direction we're heading. So we're going sort of northwest, straight up to the Dragon. We're going to run that twice, hit a couple of roads around there with lunch and whatnot, and then head back into Helen today. So hopefully that keeps us west of the weather. Honestly, days like this in the mountains are perfect because there's a threat of rain. It keeps some of the traffic off the really good stints because they just don't want to go out because it's potentially wet. But if the road's dry like this, then you get a lot more open road, the ability to really run at pace. So hopefully that's a repeat of a little bit of what we had last year. Nonetheless, we were in a beautiful setting, running, having a great time, so zero complaints. Did get a good first stint in for 30 minutes or so just outside Helen, where we got to really open it up a good bit, even though it was a little wet. So do, Aaron? Champ?
We had Chris on our bus, so we had to go.
Oh, shit.
That first 40% was awesome.
Oh,
What
do we think, Mr. Olson?
I'd do it again.
It's nice to know that Turbo can.
I didn't get a performance driving certificate this time though.
Exactly. That's even better.
I'm fine with that, to be clear.
Agreed.
I would like to keep it that way.
All right, guys, just finished 2 runs on the tail. Run 1 was amazing. We literally went from start to finish without any stops. A couple of motorcycles that we came up on just came at pull-offs and immediately turned off. So that's super rare. It's usually super busy up here, so to be able to do a run end-to-end at speed is incredible. So that was a lot of fun. Pulled down, did a loop back, caught some traffic, which is much more typical, but nonetheless, got a really good run. Got 2 total runs. Now we're headed out to Cherry Hollow, which is definitely my favorite road up here. Wrap lunch at Ironworks Grill. It's delicious, really good barbecue. I know everyone's getting a little hangry, so timing was good. From here, we're gonna basically take a straight shot back, more or less, to Helen. It's about 2.5 hours. So while this morning we ran, the tail and Cherry Hollow and a lot of the roads up here, given the time of day, a lot of times, kind of the after lunch piece is a little bit more of a straight shot back. We're up here again tomorrow, so we'll certainly get more roads in, but gonna head back, freshen up, and we've got a dinner tonight, and then repeat everything tomorrow. All right, Wire Road. So looks like we're gonna have good conditions. This is probably one of my favorite roads up here. A little bit less known than, say, Tail of the Dragon or Cherry Hollow, but very fun road in North Carolina. And looks like we're gonna have some decent dry conditions here for the run. So here we go. drive's a wrap. Before we get into my final thoughts on the drive, I know a number of you are probably wondering, how did the 991 perform in the mountains? If you've been following along in the build series for the 991, you know that I've been putting a lot of work into it. I've taken it up to the mountains just north of Atlanta several times. But this is the first time I've really had it up in the Smokies, really running at, full speed, really put it through its paces, and I could not be happier. So it's always really gratifying when you do a build, especially performance focused, when all the things you put in, like the DSC controller, the Cobb tune, the lowering springs, even the Michelin tires that I got recently, all kind of come together and you feel very connected to the car. You feel very confident on the road and you're able to really push. So that absolutely happened this weekend. Was running the car very hard, but felt very safe and very comfortable, which is exactly what I was going for in this build. So I couldn't be happier with that. I will say the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires are the real deal. So I know there's a lot of videos out there about different tire options for the 911. I just put those on the car. I've got to say that the difference between the Pirelli P0s, which I've run several times in the mountains, and the Michelins is absolutely night and day. I could not recommend those tires enough. I felt incredibly planted and stuck to the ground in and out of turns. I mean, really, those tires are the real deal. So if you're thinking about picking up a set of those, I highly recommend you do that. It does make a big difference, even with a small price premium. It's worth it. Now, onto the drive. 2 days. We actually got really good weather. It didn't rain nearly as much as it could have. If you are not in the Pcartalk club, you need to go ahead and get on that, because you have to be in that to then have an option or a chance to even go on this drive. Within that, there's a cap on this drive as well. So it's kind of 2 tiers here. So you really need to get on it if you are not a member, or if you are a member and you haven't signed up for this drive. It is a blast. The people are incredible. You make a lot of really great friendships, meet new people, get to see a lot of cool cars, run amazing roads, eat good food. I mean, what's not to like? Big shout out to Mike and Aaron for arranging year 2, from the routes to the radios to the run groups. Everything was top notch. On to a final dinner tonight. That's always fun. Then I got to jet back to Atlanta, but had a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed coming along for it, and stay tuned for the next one.